Entrepreneurs, business owners, and even my ministry leaders, I got a question for you. Have you found yourself in your own way? And unfortunately, because of the bottleneck that creates, your business has come to a screeching halt or maybe a standstill? I understand. On this episode of Bootstrapping Business and Ministry, we're going to teach you 3 ways to get out of your own way and to get things done. What's going on, everybody? Glenn P. Brooks Jr., author, speaker, coach. Super excited to be back with you for another edition of Bootstrapping Business and Ministry. Today, we're going to get into the first of 2 parts on what does it look like to get out of your own way. Entrepreneurs, business owners, ministry leaders, you all have been here where you create a system or a project that involves too much of you. And the truth of the matter is, until you get out of your own way, you really can't get things done. I'm sorry. So here's what I want you to do. Stick around. We're going to go inside of a lunch and learn that I did with our M.A.P.S Master Class. If you want to find out more information about how you can become a part of that, stick around at the end. We'll come back and tell you how you can do that. For right now, just sit back and relax. So I'm going to talk about something, and really I want to kind of deal with very quickly, and then we're going to open up the call. And I'm going to give you several ways to get out of your own way. I think I'm going to give you probably 2 or 3 so that we can talk about it. I have many more, but I want to talk about some things that you can do to get out of your own way. Number 1, put this in the chat: prepare to fail. If you want to learn how to get out of your own way, I want you to prepare to fail. Make failure a preparation moment, not something that happens because you weren't thinking about it. Quite honestly, when I looked up and realized that I didn't post something that I had been posting for 34 weeks in a row, and I woke up this morning and realized, oh my God, I didn't create the content for my YouTube channel so that I could send it to my guys so that they could do the work on it so that we could get it posted on time today. I recognized that I had missed it. But here's what I've learned is that now I'm going to learn to look for the failure as an opportunity to fail forward. And therefore, I will prepare for failure out of this one for the next time, because it's going to happen again. So guys, this is not about being perfect. This is not about being consistent in the sense that, you don't mess up or you don't make mistakes. That's not true. What is more important is that when those mistakes come, how do you go through that? See, let me say this so that y'all are clear. Some of you guys are aspiring coaches. And what I will promise you, you can't teach people what you don't know. Nor can I bring you back from where I've not been. I need y'all to hear me very clearly. I cannot teach you what I do not know, and I cannot bring you back from where I've not been. When I say I can't teach you what I do not know, if I've not experienced it, I don't have a relationship with it. And let me just submit this: just because I've studied something don't mean I know it. It just means I rehearsed it. My daughter, who is a PhD student, had to remind me. She said, "Dad, just because I taught math doesn't mean I know it. I learned it in a moment to be able to teach it for that moment." It doesn't necessarily mean, it can mean that, but it doesn't. Please don't mistake that as just because I'm a math teacher, I know math. That's not necessarily true. It means you knew it for the moment that you needed to teach it. And quite frankly, you had the book and you kind of cheated. So therefore, when your students wanted to know, well, how do I do this? You turn to chapter 55 and you say, here's what y'all do. All right, y'all ready? Write this down. It don't mean I knew that necessarily. It meant I read that. So I want you guys to understand that failures pop up because we are not prepared for them. And most often when they pop up, they will sideline you. So number 1, I want you to put in the chat, prepare to fail. Arithmetic and math are 2 different things, 100%. Need y'all to understand that. Number 2, and I'm writing this down as I go because I got a ton of things I could say, but I want to open this up for some dialogue on the back end of this. But I need you to learn how to pivot, rinse, and repeat. If you want to learn how to get out of your own way, you're going to have to learn how to pivot, rinse, and then repeat. What do I mean when I say that? When I say pivot, I literally mean make the adjustment. If I could use a sports analogy, a lot of times you'll find that a player on the offensive side of the basketball game, he will have a problem with the fact that someone tripped him up, or someone did something to him, and he felt as though that he should have gotten a call, a foul. And if he gets caught up arguing with the official at the offensive end of the board, after the ball has now been stolen and the entire game has moved to the other end of the floor, here's the problem. The problem is now he's left his team out there. So now his team is down one man, and it's 5 against 4, and more than likely somebody's going to score on your team because you, sir, you, ma'am, are so caught up in your failure that you cannot make the adjustment. Need you to put that in the chat. Make the adjustment. As an entrepreneur, we have to be willing to turn on a dime. When something doesn't work, I am learning. And guys, let me just say this clear. It's not something that's easy. I'm still learning this. I'm still working on this. But I'm learning not to have a love affair with stuff, with programs, with policies, with procedures, with certain things that's worked in the past. Been meditating on a book I read years ago. What got me here won't get me there. That is a surefire way to failure. And then listen, that failure takes you out. It's a success killer. If you get caught up on this notion that, listen, what got me here, I'm good. I don't need to make the adjustment. I don't need to grow from this point. You're in trouble. So number 2 is I want you to pivot, rinse, and repeat. Put that in the chat. Pivot, rinse, and repeat. And then the last thing we're going to talk about today, and we're going to open up the phone lines, is we're going to talk about the idea of doing one thing at a time. If you want to get out of your own way, you need to develop the discipline. This is, guys, let me just say this so that you're clear. Many of you already know I am 99% eye on the DISC assessment. We call that the Flamingo. I'm 99% in my natural, but I'm 95 in my adaptive. And here's the challenge. By no stretch of the imagination do I have the temperament for focus. I don't. That is not my temperament. It's not how I'm built on the inside. As a matter of fact, anything regarding focus generally for me is painful. I need y'all to be I need to be dead real with y'all. I need y'all to understand it. When I have to focus on things for too long, it becomes painful for me. And the reason why is that's not how I'm built. Now, my high S's, my high C's, chameleons, turtles, y'all live there. You good with that. Sit and reflect. Wonder how this works. Wonder what's going on with that. You're the ones that read the book, and then somebody mentions another book. You can't finish the paragraph because you're researching, making sure you put that book on your book list. Y'all love the weeds. You love, and I grin because my wife is like that, just loves the weeds. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. Listen, don't get me wrong. There is a time where that is highly beneficial, but it's during the research portion of what it is that you need to do, not the execution portion. And you got to understand when you're in those seasons. So I hope that content really helped you out. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, do me a favor, click the link in the description below and sign up for a free discovery session to become a part of the M.A.P.S Master Class. It's where we get the opportunity to grow with entrepreneurs, ministry leaders, business owners, to help get them clarity so that they can execute on their one thing. At the end of the day, here's what I know to be true, guys. We all need some help. Y'all be good. We'll see you on the next episode. If this content is helping you in any kind of way, do us a huge favor. Please like, share, subscribe to the channel, click on one of the previous videos, and we'll see you back again for the next edition of Bootstrapping Business and Ministry.